it has come to my attention that a certain Kirk Cameron has decided to go off spouting stuff about evolution and science in general, and I'd like to see if there's any merit to these claims. I'm armed with some sprites and my own knowledge regarding science and such matters. Let's begin, shall we?
Are you concerned about what's happening to our country? One by one, we're being stripped of our God-given liberties.
What liberties? They're not given by God. I thought they were given by the people. What?
They can no longer freely open a Bible in school. The Ten Commandments are no longer allowed to be displayed in public places. And the Gideons are not even allowed to give away Bibles in schools.
Stop. Okay, I think I know where you're going. And, these liberties, these so-called God-given liberties, which actually aren't given by any sort of God, they're given by a document known as the Constitution of the United States of America, which states in the First Amendment that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Unfortunately, this doesn't just apply to you, this applies to all religions, and, well, I'd like to know where you get the whole freely open, not allowed to pray in public or freely open a Bible in schools from. I also would like to know why the Ten Commandments should be displayed in a public place and what statute prevents that. And since when the Gideons are not allowed to give out Bibles in schools, of course that might constitute an infringement of the freedom of religion. But when I was in the 5th grade, and I graduated last June from high school, they were still handing out Bibles, and the Gideons were still handing out Bibles in schools. But, yeah, I think you're getting a few things wrong here, Kirk.
Did you know that a recent study revealed that in the top 50 universities in our country, in the field of psychology and biology,
your sources, Kirk. Cite your sources.
themselves as atheists or agnostics. That's 61%.
Okay.
No wonder atheism has doubled in the last 20 years among 19 to 25-year-olds.
Fallacy count 1. Correlation does not necessarily imply causation.
Entire generation is being brainwashed by atheistic evolution without even hearing the alternative. And it's radically changed.
What alternative? What merits does this alternative have? Have you ever watched Thunderfoot, Kirk?
Change the heart of a nation, and that is to change the sinful heart of the individual. And that's through the power of the gospel. Only God can take the sinful heart of a man or a woman and cause them to love that which is right.
Prove it, and prove that you're right, because I'm going to stop us again here. There are many religions that say they are right. Many of them. Christianity is just one of them. So can you please provide some, evidence that your religion is above, say, Satanism, as in the LaVeyan type? Because I'm not really getting you here. Like, you're saying, oh, well, this is all right and good, but, I think a Jew would take offense to that, and I think there would be a few agnostics that would take offense to that. Furthermore, what you are proposing goes against the First Amendment. Thomas Jefferson wrote that the First Amendment provides a wall of separation between the church and state. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, Kirk. You're really not winning anything here. You can't put your religion into government. But obviously, since we're only a minute and 12 seconds into a 6-minute video, you're not going to be shutting your trap anytime soon. So let's keep going.
Now listen to this. On November 21st, 2009, the world will celebrate the 150th year since the publication.
I didn't know there was any sort of public celebration.
Now, when my friend Ray Comfort heard about this,
Ray Comfort, who was refuted soundly by Thunderfoot in their discussion.
He actually wrote a 50-page introduction for the book, which gives the history of evolution, a timeline of Darwin's life, Adolf Hitler's undeniable connection with the theory.
Stop! Adolf Hitler. First off, Hitler banned Darwin's writings, so I don't know where you're coming from here. Second off, fallacy count 2. Reductio ad Hitlerum. The fallacy you are using is a combination of the questionable cause and guilt by association fallacies. You are attempting to associate the theory with Hitler in an attempt to make it seem worse. Unfortunately, association with Hitler or the Nazis does not necessarily make something wrong, Kirk. Captain Kirk was better at logic than you. And I dare say that Shatner was much better at speaking than you.
racism, his disdain for women,
Racism.
and Darwin's thoughts on the existence of God, and put them in the book.
Stop. Racism and disdain for women. Okay. Let's get some historical context here. Darwin's The Origin of Species was published in 1859. In 1859, the Emancipation Proclamation had not even been signed into law. There was no Civil Rights Act, there was no Civil Rights Movement. In 1859, women did not have the right to vote. In 1859, blacks and women were regarded as inferior, as was pretty much anything non-white in European society. 1859, Kirk. Not 2009, 1859. Racism, disdain for women, quite normal. Now I can see we're not going to be getting this through this whole video in this first part. We're already at 6 minutes, and I'm only 1 minute 47 seconds into the video. But let's keep going.
It also lists the theory's many hoaxes. It exposes the unscientific belief that nothing created everything.
Stop! 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 You don't even know what you're talking about, Kirk. You don't. You really don't. The Big Bang has nothing to do with evolution, has nothing to do with biology. The Big Bang, like, evolution does not care how the universe got here. Like, it doesn't care. It just cares. It doesn't even care how the universe got here. It doesn't care how life got here. It only cares that the life is here. That said, you didn't even get it right. The Big Bang, first off, does not say anything about creation. It doesn't care if the universe was created, or if it always existed, or if there was a universe, or whatever. The Big Bang says that in its initial state, the universe was a singularity, like a black hole. This is found by extrapolation via general relativity, Mr. Einstein, and, well, it says that the singularity expanded, blew up like a balloon, and not exploded like your video shows. It doesn't say anything about creation. The only really thing you could say is that matter came forth through it, but that was because the singularity was completely made of energy, and through E equals mc squared, E is energy, M is mass. Mass energy equivalence. Mass is energy. Get it through your head, Kirk. You don't know what you're talking about. And you shouldn't be talking about it.
It's owing to the incredible structure of DNA and the...
Ooh, irreducible complexity. He for her 300, Alex? I mean, Kirk? I know it's only implied, but it's painfully obvious.
absence of any species-to-species transitional forms...
Archaeopteryx? Homo ergaster?
It then presents a balanced view of creationism, with information from scientists who actually believe that God created the universe.
Like Dembski?
Albert Einstein,
who was an agnostic, who existed before Darwin, before Darwin, before Darwin, before Darwin, before Darwin, before Darwin. Okay, Pasteur maybe not have been before Darwin, but oh well. Gospel message. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. And I wonder how many people are going to take it seriously. Stop! Objection! Kitzmiller versus Dover, anyone? Intelligent design is creationism. Wait, I think you just admitted that because you were talking about the gospel and creationism beforehand. Good to see that you're being intellectually honest. And how many of them will take you seriously? Probably none of them. Ken Ham? Which you can find at talkorigins.org or by looking it up on Google. It is public domain. You can find it anywhere. Much like I could look up any of, say, H.P. Lovecraft's works and find them because they are also public domain. Okay, we're running up on 10 minutes here, so I'm only 3 minutes 5 seconds into the video. This is going to require another part. Kirk, you really shouldn't have made this video. You don't know what you're talking about. And something tells me you're never going to get an idea of what you're talking about. But I'm making this anyway. You have incurred my wrath, Kirk. You read the Bible, Kirk? Because, you know, I'll save that for later, actually. See you in part 2.